I have been telling y'all for weeks now that the Georgia Bulldogs are about to get a slew of commitments in the month of July, and it's already started to happen. Of course, yesterday, Georgia flipped four-star cornerback Shamari Earls from South Carolina. That was a massive commitment and a big-time flip. I'm going to talk about him in just a second because I'm very high on that young man. If you're a Georgia fan, that is a commitment that you need to be really excited about. And today, just now, four-star Jaylen Morgan out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, chose the Dogs over Tennessee. So 2 straight days, 2 big-time defensive back commitments, committing to the G. So it's not going to stop anytime soon. I still expect Georgia to land several more commitments in the month of July, but the fireworks are going off, and Georgia is putting together an outstanding 2025 class. I'm going to talk about Jaylen Morgan, Shamari Earls, who is next, and what Georgia's board or commit list could look like in the secondary over the next several weeks. So there's still a lot going on. I want to make sure y'all are all up to date. And you can do that by going to Dawg Post. That's where you can read all the insider scoop. But first, let's talk about Shamari Earls before I get into Georgia's newest commitment, Jaylen Morgan. But first, I got to plug collegebronze.com. Listen, if you haven't got your Bulldog today, make sure you do it. They are selling quick, so get yours so you have it for the football season. All the information is in the description below in this video. You can get a discount. Promo code DAWGPOST, DAWGPOST. It's the #1 Bulldog statue on the market. Get yours today because the football season is right around the corner. You want to make sure you get yours. So make sure you do that for me. Okay, Shamari Earls. Committed to South Carolina, I believe in April, took his official visit to Georgia in late June, and that's when I was told, dude's not getting it up at South Carolina. This is going to come down to Georgia and Michigan, and if you're a Dawg Post member, you definitely saw this coming, and he made the flip official on Sunday. 6'2", 205, dude runs a 10.8, okay? The Georgia staff loves guys who can run, who bring length, size. This guy has it. He is going to fly up the rankings. Right now, he's ranked as the number 12 cornerback prospect, the number 4 prospect in Virginia, and the number 105 overall prospect. He's going to be in the top 10 as far as cornerbacks in the country go. That's what I expect, right? I don't know for sure because I don't make the rankings for all the other outlets, but I expect him to be a top 10 cornerback, easily inside the top 100. This is a baller, okay? He was Class 6 indoor state champion in the long jump. He's a track star. Again, runs a 10.8 in the 100 meter. That's a great time. That's a tremendous time for someone 6'2", 205. He's technically sound, loves to work on his craft, loves to practice, loves to compete. So he checks those boxes from a character standpoint, but he's also a big-time playmaker. Plays receiver because he's very good for his high school team. Caught 29 passes, 715 yards. Okay, for you math majors out there, that's 24.5 yards per catch, 8 touchdowns, while also making an immediate impact in the secondary and on special teams. He's a ball hawk, and he's a guy that you can put on the outside against anyone's best receiver, and he will lock them down. He can play in the slot. He can play on the outside. He's great in man-to-man coverage. He's got those hips, fluid hips, quick feet. He can turn. He can run. And that's not a guy that you're going to beat down the field vertically because he can run with just about anyone he goes up against. He's a sure tackler who can deliver a solid hit at 6'2", 205, okay? Just like Jaylen Morgan. But Shamari Earls is a big deal. He's a guy who's going to continue climbing the rankings. Tough loss for South Carolina, but he's better than South Carolina. Georgia ended up beating Michigan for him. And again, that's no surprise to anyone who is a Dawg Post member because you figure out what's going on Dawg Post before it happens, okay? So I want to make sure y'all are over on the website because that was not a surprise when that happened. Neither was Jaylen Morgan, right? I told Dawg Post members that when he took his official visit to Georgia in June that Georgia was becoming a team to beat. He was linked to Tennessee for the longest time, but he's a really good player, about 6 foot, 190 pounds, and a two-way player, just like Shamari Earls. When you're this good and your future is in the secondary, you know, for high school, yeah, you're going to play some offense too, right? He's a really good athlete and a receiver. Dude plucks the ball out of the air, takes off, does a good job of staying on his feet. He can contort his body to make a nice catch. And again, runs with balance, really good burst, but his best football is in the secondary. And when I watched his film, The first thing I noticed was toughness. He can deliver a big hit. He's an intimidating defender in the middle of the field. You don't want to catch the ball in the middle of the field with Jaylen Morgan coming because he is going to pop you. But he also showed strong instincts in coverage. He's another guy who could play safety, but if they're going against a top receiver in the area or wherever, they could put Jaylen Morgan on him and he has no problem. He'll be perfectly fine. Another technically sound kid who continues to work on his craft. Quick feet, good closing speed, but he's tough to he's tough to create separation on. That's what I'm trying to say for opposing receivers. So he's tough to outrun, but if you're a solid route runner, you still have trouble creating separation from this guy. He has good instincts. He reads the play well. When the ball's in the air, he turns into a receiver, and he's going to make a play on it. If anything, he's going to knock it away. But even if you do create a little separation, his closing speed is top notch. And so when he sees the ball is coming around him or going to the receiver he's covering, he's on him, and he's going to knock that ball away. So the film was outstanding. I thought there's a reason Georgia went after him. Now, the ranking is fine. He's a solid 4-star kid. He is ranked as the number 24 safety prospect, number 252 overall. So that's not a jaw-dropping ranking, right? If you're a Georgia fan, you're looking for the 5 stars. That's what you want. This kid can play. And after signing 2 5-stars in the last cycle, the number 1 cornerback and the number 1 safety, it was always going to be tough for them to go out and sign elite defensive backs again for the second class in a row. But this is a really good player. There's no doubt about it. And a guy that they pushed for and got. So if you're Kirby Smart, Travaris Robinson, co-defensive coordinator, secondaries coach, if you're Dante Williams, cornerbacks coach, you have to like where you're going right now, because you had several of these guys on campus late June for an official visit, and they're starting to trend the right direction for a lot of these guys. Now, they've got 3 defensive backs on board, if you include Todd Robinson, quarterback, running back for Valdosta, but I think he'll play in the secondary. You know, where do they go from here, right? I've already written on Dawg Post Rashad Johnson. He's making a commitment July 14th. Another guy who brings some size at the safety position at 6'2", almost to 6'2", 190. That's a big safety. He was in Athens for a late official visit in June. Maybe that was mid-June. I'd have to go back and check. But mid to late June. It was it was before his Texas A&M official visit. But even after that official visit to A&M, I was told, hey, Georgia might still be the team in the driver's seat here. Georgia, Texas A&M, Louisville. I mean, no one's picking Louisville if they have a committable green light offer from Georgia, right? Why? It doesn't make any sense. So could come down to Georgia, Texas A&M, and I like Georgia's chances. He's at a South Sumter in Florida. So he's definitely a guy to keep an eye on. July 14th, that's when he's coming off the board. Then Lagonza Hayward, the guy I've mentioned several times. Lyons, Georgia, Toombs County, small town kid, plays offense, defense, special teams. Looks the part physically. I mean, he is built well. He's got a muscular frame, but he's a fluid runner as well. And he's a guy who also shows strong instincts and coverage, but can lay the lumber. I mean, he hits behind his pads, and that's another guy that it's hard to break his tackle. It's hard to put some wiggle on him and make him miss. He strikes, and he is a solid, sure tackling defender from the small town of Lyons, Georgia. That's going to come down to Georgia, Tennessee, and Florida, I think. So that's a guy to keep an eye on as well. He's coming off the board July 27th. Travis Smith Jr. makes a decision next week as well. We'll see if Georgia can reel him in. I thought they were the team to beat for a while. Now I'm really not sure. That's a guy that I've got to check in on and see where Georgia stands there. But guys are coming off the board, and I told you all weeks ago, July, as good as June was, they had several commitments in June. They're only going to get more in July. They're going to get several more. They've got 2 already, so they've got 2 commitments the last 2 days and could have another big week heading into August. And I think there's a couple guys, including Juan Gaston Jr., he's making his decision in early August. So Georgia's recruiting momentum could keep going until the high school football season starts in mid-August. So make sure you are plugged into this channel. Make sure you're on Dawg Post for the latest, because they're picking up some really talented players, and I think they're going to keep doing that as well. So thanks for watching. Again, get your Bulldog today. This is the #1 statue on the market. You want this bad boy on your front porch in your office, in your backyard. When football season rolls around, you gotta let your neighbors know that you pull for the Dogs, and you cannot miss out on the discount, okay? Promo code DAWGPOST, DAWGPOST, when you order, and you can order in the description below in this video. They're selling quick. They're selling quick for a reason, okay? So get yours today, and you'll have it sooner than later, okay? Thanks for watching this video. Hope you learned something, but I want to see you over on Dawg Post. That's where the real inside scoop is. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the website.